Hey, I'm Josh. This is a day in the life of a full-time reseller. It's not pretty, it's not glamorous. I'm gonna show you everything I'm doing, every store I'm going to, every single thing I'm buying, and how much money I made on it, and show you how you can make over $1,000 a day. Okay, it's pretty early in the morning right now. The sun is just coming up. Everything hurts, but it is time to get up. We gotta get moving and get out of here. The first thing I do after I get up and I get moving is I will check the laptop down there to see what needs to be shipped out for eBay. I know you're thinking, Josh, why are we talking about eBay? You're an Amazon seller. All your content is about selling on Amazon, but I do have an eBay store. I do sell a lot of used clothes. You can actually see a bunch of that stuff behind me and stuff that I need to liquidate from Amazon returns that I get. I will sell those on eBay. I sell about 8 to 10 items per day on eBay. And I make about an $18 to $19 profit per item on that stuff. So that's what we need to do now is eBay shipping. And now it's off to the warehouse, which is actually just my garage out here. Okay, where I have a bin system where all the clothes are in these bins. And there's some more eBay and Amazon stuff up there. So now I just need to find the bin number that this stuff is in, like this pair of jeans is in bin number S. So I just got to find it. I'd like to point out Murphy's Law or whatever that thing is where it's always on the bottom. It's always on the bottom bin every time, I swear. We're back at the work desk. I got everything pulled right here and ready to be shipped out. I got shipping supplies down here. So we just got to knock that out real quick. Slap a label on. Throw it in the bag, we're good. We got all our packages right here in this IKEA bag, ready to go. Let me show you my whole setup here. It will not take very long because it's not very big. Okay, so right here on the door is where I steam clothes. There's something hanging right here. Here's the steamer, you just grab it and I steam stuff like this. And then you're done. And then right next to that is my desk where we have a printer down here, a Rollo thermal printer, laptop, shipping scale, another thermal printer, and then below that in the desk, we have all kinds of shipping supplies and whatnot. Right behind that is where we have a clothing rack where I steam the clothes and they go right on the rack, ready to be photographed. And this area right here is usually quite a mess. I have a small Amazon shipment that needs to be boxed up. It's pretty much done other than that. And then right next to that, this is exactly where I photograph stuff. If the lighting's good, and if the lighting's not good, I go over to this other area right here where I have these artificial key light airs, which are awesome. And then I'll just photograph stuff right here. And that is all that you need. This stuff is just right here in the middle of the living room. It's not ideal, but it works for now. And that is all you need to run a 6-figure Amazon business and a 6-figure eBay business. It's not that complicated. Today is a sourcing day. I'm about to head to an outlet mall. It's about 2.5 hours away from where I live, which is really far away, but I can normally find a lot of good stuff there to sell on Amazon. And then after that, I'm gonna head to a Goodwill outlet where I can find a lot of really cheap clothes to sell on eBay. And then hopefully there's time to do something after that. I'm not really sure. But right now I gotta get these packages to the post office, get gas, and then we're gonna head out of town. And away we go. I'm off to the post office, which is about a 5-minute drive from where I live. And I got the packages riding shotgun right here. So it should just be a minute. Okay, as you can see, the post office is not open yet, but we're gonna drop them off in this receptacle thing right here. Got our packages, and we just pop them in here. All right, we're leaving the post office. So it's a good feeling every morning when I get up and I've got that like 8 to 10 packages that I ship out for eBay. And I get that bank transfer of about $150 to $200 every single day into my bank account, which is nice to start the day off with a little cash. Now I gotta go get some gas real quick and then we're out of here. Got about a 2.5 hour drive to the outlet mall. Should be fun. 2 hours later. Okay, so we just got to the mall and the first stop we're gonna go to is the Nike outlet. You can see it, it's right there. We're gonna go inside there. All right, we're heading inside the Nike outlet. The first thing I'm going to do is grab a couple of these mesh shopping bags because hopefully we can find some stuff to fill these up and make some money. And the first stop is going to be the men's clearance clothing section where it's taken additional 30% off the already marked down price. And I'm looking for anything that's profitable here, but specifically, I'm looking for plain graphic t-shirts that are marked down to about $10 or less. Okay, so I'm looking at this t-shirt right here, and that's kind of cool. What is that, a lizard or like a tiger? I don't know, who cares? It's on sale. So the current sales rank is $16,000. That's nice and low. And the buy box is $37. That's the current buy it now price on Amazon. And the price here, it's $9.97, so it'll be 30% off that. So it'd be roughly $7 at the register. And we're going to click there to take us to this page. And then we're going to click down there. That'll take us to a page that'll let us calculate a profit. Click on Amazon fulfilled. And we're going to type in our buy cost of $7. We'll just punch that in there. Okay, so that will leave us with almost a $19 profit on these. And it probably won't sell for $37. It could, and they did have like 3 or 4 pairs of those. So I'm going to pick up some of those. These typically sell for about $25, give or take. I filmed this several weeks ago, and all the stuff you're seeing has already been sent off into Amazon and was available for sale. I sold 2 of these for $35, which gave me about a $17 profit per shirt. I found another one. It's just kind of a plain, basic t-shirt. Gave it a scan with the Amazon seller app. Okay, the buy box is $31.42 and the sales rank is $57,000. That's pretty good. And the price is the exact same as the other one, so it'd be $7. That's a good pickup as well. This one sold for $26.09, which gave me about a $9 profit. I'll take that all day long. I found another one. This is the exact same shirt as the other one. It's just in a different colorway. So we gave it a scan. The sales rank is the same, and the buy box is just over $25. We're going to grab that one as well. This one sold for $35.94, which gave me about a $17 profit. Okay, I found this pair of Nike windbreaker sweatpants or whatever, and gave it a scan. Okay, the current sales rank is pretty good at $77,000, and the current buy box is $49.14, and they would be 30% off of $29.97, so they'd be roughly $21. So that's a pretty good pickup. That's about a $15, maybe $20 pickup if it sells for that much. These sold for $46.55, which only gave me about a $12 profit. Boo. I've got another pair of Nike windbreaker pants here. These look exactly the same as the other ones, but I swear they're actually different. We gave them a scan. The buy box on these is $72.96, and the sales rank is $166,000. That's pretty good for clothing. And these are a little bit more expensive. So these would actually be 30% off of $39.97. And they do have this like cheat sheet up here. So they'd be like $28 at the register. So that's a pretty good pickup as well. These sold for $73.63, which gave me about a $27 profit. That's what we're looking for. I'm looking at these Nike baseball pants, and they're marked down to $14.97. That is dirt cheap. And with the discount, they'd be close to about $10 or thereabouts. And the current buy box is $43.99 and the sales rank is $56,000. I like everything I'm seeing about these, so I did end up buying both of these. I bought both pairs of these, and after I got them home, I realized there was a small scuff mark down by the ankles on these. You got to be really careful when you buy white stuff at the store. So I ended up selling those on eBay for $19.99 plus shipping, which gave me about a $6.60 profit per pair. Okay, I'm looking at these Nike hats. These are kids' hats, it looks like. And they're marked down to $4.97. That's really cheap. And the black one's also $4.97. Plus an additional 30% off of that. So these are going to be crazy cheap. I know they're going to be profitable. Well, let's give them a scan. Okay, the white one's going for $17.99 right now on Amazon. And the black one is going for $16 and change. So these are a definite pickup for me. I know these are going to be profitable. I ended up selling one of the black hats for $17.99 and then 5 of the white hats for $16.99, giving me about a $5 profit per hat. Now I'm heading over to the shoe section and let's see what we've got. What is this? It's like they've completely ran out of ideas and somebody's like, we've got to come up with something. What do we do? And somebody was like, let's just put a backpack on a shoe. And then that same person was like, what about like some 1992 Iraqi Desert Storm Edition Air Jordans? And they were like, dude, you're fired. Or maybe that guy is an absolute genius. I don't know, but okay. So this Nike outlet has a lot of shoes. It's one of the larger ones I go to. There's just aisles and aisles of shoes here, which I like. And I'm looking at the hash wall, and I don't particularly see anything on here that we can resell on Amazon because all the tops of these boxes have been chopped off. I don't see any slides or really anything that looks appetizing to me, so we're gonna pass. Okay, the first thing I'm looking at here are these Flytrap 4s. They're $29.97 plus an additional 30% off. That's crazy cheap. And if you really give any of these a scan, we'll see that, okay, the sales rank's okay on these. It's $213,000. They're going for $78 on Amazon right now. Let's give a different size a scan. Okay, the size 9s are going for $104. That's even better. Let's give another size a scan because all the different sizes will have different prices. Those are going for $78. Let's give the size 12s a scan. Those are going for $83. So I'm sensing a trend here. We're looking at like $70 to $80, and we definitely want to pick these up because they're just so cheap. And the price on these might go down a little bit on Amazon, but it will bounce back up to that $70, $80 range. So we've got to pick these up. I picked up several pairs of these, and the size 11 sold for $71.96. The size 10.5 sold for $75.97, and the size 12 sold for $76.46, giving me about a $30 to $35 profit per pair. I found another one that's priced too good to pass up. It's the same pricing, they're $29.97 plus an additional 30% off. We gave them a scan. I mean, these are not going to sell for a lot, but they are going to sell for that $50 to $55 range. And again, after the discount, if they're $21, we've got to pick these up. And the sales rank's nice and low. It's 8,000. So we're definitely going to pick up some of these. I picked up several pairs of these, and the size 10.5 sold for $53 even, giving me about an $18 profit. And the size 12s, I sold 2 pairs of these for $54.95, giving me about a $20 profit per pair. So that's going to do it for me for the Nike outlet. We've got a couple bags filled with clothes and shoes, and we're going to head to the register. I didn't hit the women's clothing section because typically I don't find a lot of stuff over there. Sometimes you can, but I got to keep moving to the next store. And you want to have the Nike app on your phone and be a Nike member, because when I got up to the register, I didn't realize it, but I had an extra 10% discount today because they said it was my birthday month or something, which it's not, but sometimes they give random discounts out through the app, and I'll take whatever I can get. Now I'm heading inside the Adidas outlet. It's like the ugly stepsister to the Nike outlet. They're currently running a sale where if you spend $100, you get $20 off your entire purchase. If you spend $200, you get $50 off. And if you spend $300, you get $100 off your entire purchase. They run this sale quite often, and it's really easy to spend, hundreds of dollars in here. They also like to run this other sale that's take 50% off the entire store, which sounds very awesome, but it's really not that great because the price on a lot of this stuff is so jacked up and high that the 50% off is just bringing it down to almost what would be a normal price or about what you would pay for it on Amazon in the first place, but we can take advantage of it. The first thing I'm looking at is this Adidas sweatshirt. It's marked down to $24.97 on the clearance rack, and there would be additional discounts on top of that. The sales rank's okay, and it's selling for close to $40 on Amazon right now. And there are 203 reviews, so we're going to pick this up. Paid $6.99 for this, sold it on Amazon for $32, giving me about a $12 profit. I'm looking at these men's golf pants. They're marked down to $19.95 on the clearance rack. We gave it a scan with the Amazon Seller app. And the current buy box is $42.23, and the sales rank is pretty good. These are going to sell all day for around that $40 mark. Paid $5.59 for these, sold them on Amazon for $43.01, which was about a $23 profit. I found these men's sweatpants marked down to $12.95, which is just too cheap to pass up. I didn't even bother looking these up. Paid $3.63 for these, sold them on eBay for $23.99 plus shipping. Amazon didn't even carry these. I made $16.09. I'm over in the shoe section, and I'm looking for the cheapest possible stuff that they've got, which will be boxes with that orange sticker on them. Like here is a pair of Swift Run 22s, and they're marked down to $29.95. Plus, it'll be an additional 50% off of that because of that store-wide sale that's going on. So you can see I've already got a stack of shoes piling up. So you're probably wondering how I was able to get some of those clothing items for like $3, $4, $5. It's because of the Adidas app. When you sign up and you spend money at the Adidas outlet, you get points, and then you can spend those points on what they call vouchers. So there's a 30% off voucher for 8,000 points. And I have close to 30,000 points. So I've got vouchers out the yin-yang. And that's another thing that makes it possible, is by stacking that discount on top of the other one, where if you spend $300, you get $100 off. So every single thing I pick up in this video, I was able to get for less than $10. I've built up a stack of shoes. I got a bunch of these Swift Run 22s and a bunch of other stuff. Let's give these a scan and see what's going on. Paid $9.80 for these. Sold them on Amazon for $49, which is about a $24 profit. Give another one a scan. This is a Swift Run. It's just the color white. Paid $9.80 for these. Sold them for $54 on Amazon, which is about a $28 profit. And here goes another Swift Run. Bought these for $9.80. Sold them for $53.73. That's a $28 profit. And here goes another Swift Run, just in a different size. These sold for $54.99, which gave me about a $29 profit. You really can't go wrong if you're getting these for less than 15 bucks, because they'll sell in that $45 to $50, $60 range. I'm looking at these pink slides, and if they'll actually scan. Okay, so they're marked down to $19.97, which is pretty cheap. I paid $5.59 for these and sold 2 pairs on Amazon for $42, which gave me about a $25 profit per pair. Are you getting tired of the profits? Is this boring? I'm trying to show you every single damn thing that I'm doing during the day, every single thing I'm picking up. So what we've got here is, it's actually a kid's pair of shoes. Paid $5.59 for these, sold them for $73. Who was paying $73 for a pair of kids' shoes? I made $48 on these. Okay, and here we have another Swift Run. I can't even look at another Swift Run. I'm not gonna scan it. Let's scan this other shoe. It is a Run Falcon 2.0. I paid $14.02 for these, sold them on Amazon for $59.99, which is about a $29 profit. I was second guessing myself for a second there, because those are gonna be a little bit more expensive than the other ones. Now I'm looking at the back wall. There's just a mixture of all kinds of things back here, but everything on this back wall will be an additional 50% off the lowest markdown price. So those are $29.95. We gave them a scan with the Amazon seller app. The buy box was $59.95 and the sales rank was pretty good. Aren't you glad I'm just not scanning a Swift Run 22? Paid $8.39 for these, sold them on Amazon for $67. That's a $40 profit. Found this pair of shoes on the back wall called Ozelia. So we gave it a scan. They'd be half of $49.97. And the buy box is close to $80. They had a decent amount of reviews. They're just a weird color. They're like skin colored, but I did end up picking these up. Paid $14 for these, sold them on Amazon for $79.98. That's about a $46 profit. I found this pair of kids' shoes on the back wall, and you guessed it, we're back on that Swift Run profit train, so we grabbed these. Paid $9.80 for these, sold them on Amazon for $44.99. That's a $21 profit. I'm over in the kids' shoe section, and I'm looking at these Stan Smith shoes, and what I noticed was, in my own inventory, I've already sold these exact same shoes that I got at this exact same store. You can see that I sold them for $49.73, $54.95, $54.95. So I know that these are going to sell, and they're marked down to $34.97 plus 50% off of that, plus the other discount. So I'm gonna grab some of these to replenish my inventory. I'm up at the register. I ended up getting 17 items total at the Adidas outlet, and wait for the price after the discount. Wait for it, wait for it. It's $150.61. Trunk full of Adidas, and we're off to the next store. And now I'm headed across the street to the Lee and Wrangler Clearance Center. There aren't a ton of these across the country, but if you live near one, I would go check it out. It can be very profitable. I used to annihilate this store back in 2021 and 2022. I would come here almost every single week and spend thousands of dollars. I've sold thousands of pairs of jeans from this place and made tens of thousands of dollars off of it. I shouldn't even be showing you this place, but it's not as profitable as it used to be, and I don't rely on it as much anymore. That's one of the downsides to retail arbitrage, is that you constantly have to be changing what you're doing. A store that used to be profitable 6 months or a year ago may not be profitable anymore, and you may have to find a different store or a new way of sourcing all the time. The first thing that caught my eye was a sign that says, take an additional 40% off of these tops. There's a bunch of men's tops here. I saw a bunch of denim, so I went through this entire rack. The first thing I found is this Wrangler buffalo plaid lined denim jacket. That's a mouthful. They're on sale for $29.97, so they'd be $17.99 roughly when I get it up to the register, and they're currently selling on Amazon for $53.18 with a pretty decent sales rank. I picked up 2 of these jackets. The first one I sold on Amazon for $53.17, which gave me about an $18 profit. The second one, I got it home and I'd realized that somehow the tag had gotten ripped off of it inside of the bag, so I couldn't sell it on Amazon. I sold it on eBay for $32 plus shipping, which gave me an $8.97 profit. These stores are quite large. There's racks of jeans almost as far as the eye can see. I'm over in the women's section and I'm looking for stuff. Here's a pair of jeans that's marked down to $7.97. That's pretty cheap. So we just got to go through them. That's probably the same pair for $7.97. Here's another pair. It's $11.97. So we're looking for stuff that's around that $10 to $12 or less that we can sell on Amazon for $30 or more, hopefully. I just went through several racks of women's jeans and pants, and we've got almost a full cartload of stuff. And you want to fold these up and take the hangers off because you can get through the line quicker at the register, and the cashier won't absolutely hate you and their life. So we gave this one a scan. This one's selling for $58 on Amazon currently. I picked up 2 pairs of these for $11.97 and sold them on Amazon for $58, which gave me about a $30 profit per pair. The sales rank on these is great. It's 55. The lower the better. So these are going to sell really quick. That's a good pickup. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's give this one a scan since it was right underneath of it. And let's see. Okay, it didn't scan. Swing and a miss. Let's try that again. Okay, so these are currently selling for $39.99 on Amazon. That's exactly where we want to be. Paid $11.97 for these, sold them for $39.99. That's a $14 profit. I'd sold at least 3 of these. It's almost like a replen. And I'm just going to double check the price again. Yep, it's $11.97. That's a pretty good price. And underneath that, we have another pair of those plaid pants. They're just in a different size, and they're selling for close to $50. Paid $11.97 for these, sold them on Amazon for $52. That's about a $24 profit. And here's another pair of jeans. These are marked down to $5.97. I mean, how wrong could we possibly go with that? Almost any single pair of Lee jeans in any style, any size will eventually sell on Amazon if you price it correctly. Now I'm heading up to the register with almost a full cartload of jeans. There's still some $10 and $15 profit items in this store. To answer your question, I got auto-ungated in Lee and Wrangler quite early on after I started selling on Amazon.
They all brought the carts to school like one morning and had like a tail party. I was like,
cart party!
And then they were like pushing each other.
Sounds like more fun than whatever I was probably doing at the time. All right, I'm leaving the outlet mall. I went to the different stores I wanted to. I got the stuff. It's in the car. I did pretty well. So in my opinion, it's definitely worth a longer drive like this to pick this stuff up. So now I'm gonna head to the Goodwill outlet. It's about 30 minutes back in the direction I came from, so let's hit it. Okay, so we're in some kind of traffic jam here. I'm literally going 7 miles an hour. We're almost at standstill, really. So one of the things I do to save time when I go out of town like this is I'll pack up my lunch. All the food I need for my day is in this cooler bag here, and I just kind of eat like on the go here so I don't have to stop and get any food. Just pulled up at the Goodwill outlet. It took an hour to get here, which is twice as long as it should have taken to get here, but that's all right. Well, we got to get inside and get the stuff. All right, let's do it. And as I got out of my car, I saw this random rogue cart just sitting right in the middle of the parking lot. So I'm gonna grab it because I'm a nice guy, and also because they often run out of carts inside when it gets busy. So I'm gonna bring it in. I'll definitely need a cart because I plan on grabbing at least 40 items today. The Goodwill outlet is also nicknamed just the bins. And you'll see why when we get inside. It's because everything is just thrown into these large plastic bins that you have to dig through. If you're familiar at all with reselling, I'm sure you've at least heard of the bins before. Each one is a little bit different, but for the most part, they charge by the pound. This particular one charges $1.79 a pound, and it looks like this. Okay, maybe that's not a good view, but here we go. Here's maybe a better view. It's a giant room, maybe half the size of a football field, just lined with carts of donations. The people that work here are nuts. Like, here's a guy, he's running up on me. What's he doing? So every hour on the hour, they change out the bins and they bring in new bins, hopefully with brand new stuff in them. Each location has a different format on how they operate, but that's how they do it here. It's really loud in here. I'll probably get a copyright strike if I just play it as is. So I'm probably gonna have to overdub this whole segment. They're bringing in the final bins now. As they're doing that, everyone has to stand off to the side behind this blue line. If you do not follow the rules, you will get yelled at. You will get screamed at. The employees have no problem getting in your face or kicking you out if you do not listen to them. And then the lady with a bandana throws her hands up in the air, and everyone basically just bum rushes the bins like they're giving out free hot dogs or something. It's like the Hunger Games, but with trash. Okay, that's not a good analogy, but you might get pushed and you might get shoved at the start. Then it sort of calms down and you're just digging through a pile of garbage, and this is exactly what it looks like. I'm trying to film and dig with one hand. That's probably not going to work very well, so I got to put the camera down. I like to leave my cart off to the side and then sling stuff over my shoulder. It helps me move quicker around the crowd. So this is what the bins look like when it's not that busy. Which is awesome, because look at all this stuff I was able to grab. My cart is basically overflowing. It took me about 45 minutes to grab all this trash. There's even stuff underneath. Let's go over some of the things I grabbed. Here's a Harley Davidson camo line military style jacket. It's in great shape. It's got a cool patch on it. This is a great pickup. This is one of the better things I have in my cart. This jacket ended up selling on eBay for $85 plus shipping, meaning the customer paid $85, and then on top of that, they paid $10.75 for shipping. It took about a month to sell, so when it was all said and done, after eBay fees, cost of goods, shipping, I was left with a profit of $72.71. And I guess I'll just throw this down on the ground because I have nowhere else to put it. So there it goes. Next up, we have a pair of men's Lucky Brand jeans. These are the 410 Athletic Slim. Almost any pair of men's Lucky Brand jeans sells pretty well for around that $20 mark. And these were no exception. They ended up selling for $18.99 plus shipping. I was hoping to get a little more out of them, but they did have a paint stain on them. And next up, we have a men's pair of American Eagle jeans. These are the original straight, kind of like the Lucky Brand jeans. Most of these will sell for around $20. These sold for $21.99 plus shipping. Next up, we have a pair of Miss Me jeans. These are the Sunny boot jeans, and what I didn't realize is the zipper on these was kind of busted. I didn't notice it at the time, and when I got them home, I tried to fix the zipper. Sometimes you can fix it with a pair of pliers. I was unable to. It was a complete loss, but that's okay. I took an L on it. Next up, we have, this is a really good brand that mostly gets overlooked. It's Cool, Kuhl. They make hiking, outerwear type stuff. It's a pair of men's pants. They don't really look like anything, but they sold for $34.99 plus shipping. That was a really good pickup. Next up, we have a pair of men's LL Bean flannel line jeans. These are pretty good. They're in a really large size. It looks like they're size 44 by 30. Holy cats. They're in really great shape, though. They've hardly been worn. So these did end up selling pretty quickly for $19.99 plus shipping. That's a solid pickup. Next, I ended up throwing these back. I think the same guy donated a pair of LL Bean khaki pants. They're huge. They were in the same size, I think. I thought about these, but I put them back because they were only going to sell for maybe $15 plus shipping. I did grab these Levi's 569s. They're not in a great size, but at the bins, if I can find a men's pair of Levi's in almost any style, if it's in decent condition, it's kind of a good pickup. Here we have a pair of vintage Levi's 505s in a large size. I think I did grab these. These are vintage because you can tell by that small papery tag in the back there. Unlike the modern Levi's that have these silky, larger ribbon tabs, kind of like that one, and there's some even larger ones. So I think I did pick those up as well. Those will all eventually sell. Those probably won't sell very quickly, unfortunately, because they're in a large size, but that's okay. Toss them on the ground, that's fine. What else do we have here? Here's a pair of Gap Slim Taper jeans. This was actually the first thing that sold after it listed. It sold in about like 8 hours. Sold for $18.99 plus shipping. That's a good pickup. Here we have the find of the day. Everybody passed on these. They look like trash. Nothing special. These are Jinko jeans. They're like this super wide leg, ultra baggy skater pants that kids who hate their parents used to wear back in the 90s. You really don't see these very often. I snatched these up hard. These sold really quickly for $105. What an idiot. I'm talking about me. I think I underpriced them. After I listed them, right away I was getting all kinds of messages from people. They have this really cool embroidery on the back pocket. I think they were probably worth more than what I sold them for. Oh well, anytime I can turn $2 into $100, I'm all in. I hope whoever bought these is skateboarding behind a mall, near the dumpster, smoking the cheapest cigarettes with one of those long metal chains attached to their wallets, listening to Korn or whatever, and is having the best midlife crisis in the history of the world. You rock, dude. Let's be friends. Wow, I am really rambling right now in this video. I'm just going to keep it going with the ramble. Okay, I'm trying to move some of this stuff out of the way so I can get to some better items. Let's get this out of the way. Get that out of the way. Okay, I thought this was going to be a decent item. I just felt this in the bins and it felt like real high quality. Just the texture of it. It's got that snowflake on there. Okay, so this is a brand called Icewear. They're typically known for making these Nordic sort of Fair Isle sweaters that sell really well. It's the same brand, so I thought that was going to sell for at least 25 or 30 bucks. And here we have a pair of Rock Revival Cheryl Lynn jeans. I grabbed these on instinct. I saw the bling on the back pocket. You know what I'm talking about. So I just instinctively threw them in my cart because it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that bling. Okay, so there's some standing up there and the left knee is almost completely blown out on these. So what I ended up doing was cutting them down into jean shorts and they sold for $14 plus shipping. So that's how you turn trash into cash. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, this is a pair of Columbia Omni Shade convertible cargo pants, meaning that like the bottom leg you can see there, it zips off. These sold really well on eBay. These sold for, let's see, they sold for $22.99 plus shipping, and they only took a couple days to sell. That's a great pickup. And what do we have down here? Okay, we have a JanSport backpack. It's got some staining there on the back, but I just took a toothbrush and some OxyClean and that came right out. And this is kind of one of the nicer ones. It's got a nice thick leather bottom and it sold really quickly in about a day for $19.99 plus shipping. Probably was worth a little bit more than that, but who cares? Just getting it out the door. Here we have this is a Polo Ralph Lauren Pima cotton V-neck. Just a basic sweater. It's in good condition. You can see there's a lot of lint and crap on it from the bins. There's a bunch of stuff in there. That'll come right off. It's in great condition. This ended up selling really quickly for $18.99 plus shipping. And what do we have? Okay, this is a pair of Polo Ralph Lauren. These are kids' cargo pants. These only sold for $12.75 plus shipping. Not the best pickup. I probably shouldn't have gotten those. And we have another Polo Ralph Lauren Rib Estate quarter zip pullover, probably donated by the same guy that donated that other one we just looked at. This one sold really quickly for $22.99 plus shipping. And what do we have down here? Okay, this was an impulse buy. I probably shouldn't have bought this. It's a vintage USA made Volcom shorts. They're kind of ugly. I kind of got sucked into that whole, oh, it's vintage, so it's got to be worth something, right? Oh, it's probably not. This was actually a good pickup right here. This is an LL Bean Henley. It's a double XL. It's like double lined, so it's really thick, and it doesn't look like anything. Everybody just passed over this. Looks like nothing special, but it actually sold for $26.99, and it took about a month to sell. That's a good pickup. Digging down. Let's get down deep in here and see what we've got. Okay. All right, this was a good pickup. This is a pair of vintage USA made Carhartt coveralls, or not coveralls, they're overalls, jean overalls. The bottom ankle there thing is a little bit blown out, but it doesn't matter. These sold really quickly for $34 plus shipping. Great pickup. So that's most of the stuff I was able to grab on that first go around. I'm basically looking for anything I think I can sell for around that $20 mark or higher. I kind of do a 2 into 20 model. I really need to find about 10 more items today before I leave. Otherwise, I might not have enough items to list this week. I don't use a draft bank and I don't have a death pile. Every single week it's do or die. You'll notice I'm picking up a lot of jeans, pants, overalls, jackets, things that are a bit heavier. Most people just pass right over the heavier stuff at the bins because it's pay by the pound. And also there's this group of kids at the bins. Well, they're not kids, they're guys in their early 20s, and they move really fast and grab up all the cool vintage t-shirts before I can get to them because I move kind of slow. So I'm mostly left with a bunch of jeans and jackets like you saw. The very first time I ever went to the bins, I was right next to one of those vintage kids, and he was going through the bin like a Tasmanian devil, throwing stuff everywhere, and he threw a vintage Gap leather bomber jacket, and it hit me right in the chest. So I took that Gap jacket home, sold it on eBay the next day for $96. I was immediately hooked. People were throwing $100 bills at me, and I didn't have to dance or take my clothes off. It made no sense to me that somebody would throw a $100 bill out of the way because they saw a t-shirt with a cat riding a unicorn, eating a taco, or whatever. Who are we kidding? I'm so jealous. I want to be one of the cool kids. Let me join your club, bro. Come on. All right, I made one more lap around and I found some cool stuff. Here is a pair of Levi's, but these are vintage Levi's. They're vintage 505s, and I know that because of that orange tab right there on the back. You can spot that from like 20 feet away, and I saw them and I grabbed them, and you can just feel the difference. The stuff that was made in the 90s, it's just better built. It's got some staining on the front that won't even matter. These will still sell. They sold for $29.99 plus shipping. That's a good pickup. Even though the cuff down there is like brutally mangled, it's fine. They still sold. What else do we have? This is a sweater. I know that. Okay, it's an Eddie Bauer sleepwear sweater. This is a women's sweater. It's like an open cardigan, oversized. Those are good keywords to use for this. This is a good pickup. It sold for $27.99 plus shipping. I was a little surprised at the price on that one. What do we have here? Okay, this is a scrub top. This is a Green Bay Packers scrub top. The Green Bay Packers have the craziest of all fans, and it looks official. It's like NFL team apparel. It's really light, so I thought about picking it up, and then I think, okay, I guess I just threw it back because I don't really know anything about scrub tops. Probably could have sold that for $15, who knows. Here is a Columbia windbreaker, and I ended up, I think I grabbed this, and I was touching it right here, and I felt something in that front pocket. I could feel something in there, so I reach in there, and it's got like a two-sided pocket, so I grabbed the inside, and I can feel something right there on the inside pocket. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then, okay, so I reach in on the inside, like hidden pocket, and I pulled out $40. That's the thing, is at the Goodwill outlet, they don't go through the stuff. That's why it's so cheap, because they don't have to pay workers to process it and put it on hangers or whatnot, so you can find money. I got really lucky. I think people are probably going to think I staged this, but I absolutely did not. I found $40 in there, and I should probably stop filming and put this away before I get ganked. I don't want to be flashing bills all over the place, but I got really lucky with that one. And last but not least, I found this pair of equestrian leggings. You can tell that because of that leather patch on the inside. Otherwise, I just would have passed right over these. And they're Polo Ralph Lauren. If there's one thing I know about Polo Ralph Lauren, is that it retails for a lot of money when it's brand new at the store. I mean, these probably sold for something stupid at the store, like $150. That's a real leather patch on the inside. So I'm definitely going to pick these up. I've never sold a pair of Polo Ralph Lauren equestrian leggings, but these ended up selling for $25.99 plus shipping. That meets my metrics. So we're going to head out of here. Let's go to the register and get the heck out of here. That should be enough stuff to get me through the week. If it's not, I'll just make another trip back down here and get some more stuff. You can see that sign up there. It's $1.79 per pound for just about everything in here. They do sell other things besides clothes. And how it works is when you get up to the register, there's actually a scale built into the floor, and I'm pushing my cart onto it now. You'll be able to see it here in a second. Now it's on the scale, and then I head back over to the register, and it's 51.8 pounds of clothes. That's pretty solid. And I left my IKEA bags at home today, so I'm going to have to use the Goodwill plastic bags, which I try and avoid because they're just going to end up in the ocean choking a dolphin. Here's those Jinko jeans. They've got an interesting embroidery on the back. Be on the lookout for these dumb pants. Just left the Goodwill outlet. I got a whole pile of stuff, and you can see right there. I spent $87 and change, and I got 51.8 pounds of stuff in there. I mean, if you know what you're doing and you know what to look for in there, they're basically just giving out $20 bills at this place. Today, they were literally giving out $20 bills. I pulled that $40 out of that coat today. That's an anomaly. I just kind of got lucky on that one, but I wish the Goodwill outlet was a little bit closer to me. It's about a 2-hour drive. If it was closer, I'd come here probably every single day and just do that. I probably wouldn't be making this video right now if I lived near a Goodwill outlet, because I'd be retired on a beach somewhere, because I'd have all the money from this. They're basically just giving stuff away in there and you just sell it. It's really easy to do. Did I mention I love the Goodwill outlet? I mean, if a briefcase of money, if a briefcase of $10 million fell out of the sky right now and landed on the hood of my car, tomorrow I would get up. I wouldn't buy anything. I wouldn't buy a car. I wouldn't buy a house. I wouldn't buy a watch. I would get in my Honda Civic, drive to the Goodwill outlet, and look for vintage Levi's and cool t-shirts to sell on eBay. If my doctor called me right now and said, Josh, you've got 6 months to live. You've got terminal butt cancer. You're gonna die. I'd get up tomorrow, get in my Honda Civic, drive down to the Goodwill outlet, tailgate in the parking lot, first person in line, first person through the doors. I'm looking for vintage Levi's and vintage wrap t-shirts and cool t-shirts that I can sell, because that's what I want to do. It's exciting. It's more fun to do stuff like this. So I don't know who's with me. Anybody with me on this? Is it just me? Because a lot of people, honestly, they hate the bins. I don't know. I love it. There's a whole mix of different people on there. There's kids, there's foreign people, all ages. That's awesome. I love it. So I was gonna go to a Ross after this, but I really don't need to. I got enough stuff in the first half of the day that I think I'm just gonna go home, because I do have about a 2-hour drive back to my house, and I'd rather, my time would be better spent getting home, getting this stuff in the laundry and getting it sorted, and maybe doing some photography and getting a jump on what I gotta do tomorrow instead. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna head home and call it a day. And I'm back home doing some photography for stuff that needs to get listed on eBay. Tomorrow, I'll spend most of the day packing up the things I bought at the outlet mall to send into Amazon FBA and doing laundry and listing as many items as I can on eBay. So that's my hybrid eBay/Amazon method of reselling. And that's pretty much what I've been doing lately. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and this is just one of the ways you can make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a day. I didn't find any clickbait grails, no once-in-a-lifetime deals or secret suppliers. Every store I went to, you probably have within driving distance. Every item I found at the Goodwill outlet can be found at any thrift store in the country. So hopefully this video helps you guys out, or at least gives you some ideas of where you can find profit and what types of things to sell. I'm Josh. That's literally what I did today, and I'll see you next time.